Many boatyards are full of boats that are either abandoned, derelict, haven't been taken care of, or just never going to go back in the water. This happens for many reasons. Sometimes someone just gets too old to be able to continue taking care of the vessel that they love for so long. Or maybe they take on a project that was just bigger than they realized, or didn't realize how much money it took to keep a boat in good condition. Oftentimes these boats just sit in the yards and they rot until they're cut up and scrapped for what value's left in the materials. But every once in a while, you come across one of these that's not too far gone. Designed by a famous designer and built by a famous builder. And they're worth saving. Welcome to Mischief. Hey, my name's Gary, and this is Mischief. Mischief is up for auction. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to buy her. But before I do that, I've been given permission to go on board and check her out. And the whole goal with this boat is to bring her back to her former glory. She is a early 1960s Pearson Vanguard, 33-footer. I'm a sucker for these old Pearsons. They are amazing boats. They were game changers when they came out. There was a 37-foot Invictus, I believe, of the same vintage, was the first fiberglass boat to win the Bermuda race, really cementing Pearson in the history of boat design. And these Vanguards, they're one of the cream of the crop. Just really tough old boats, but got to make sure it's worth it. So I've already walked the deck a little bit, and there are a couple soft spots which you're going to get, mostly on the cabin top. The cockpit actually is in great shape, so no leaks, no softness there. That's a really, really good thing, because redoing that is a pain in the butt. Little couple spots on the top deck, not bad, maybe about 5-6 square feet of area that has to be cut out, recored, and finished up, so not too bad. But this is going to be a full project if I get it. I mean, it's going to have to be completely redone, but I like it, and I think I'll have a lot of fun doing it. Well, here she is in all of her glory. It's hull number 168, so I'll have to look up and see what year that is, but that's early on in their production, because they did, I think, 404 of these hulls. So probably 63 to 65, somewhere around there. So, always loved these old Pearsons, the Vanguards. They're just cool looking boats, and they are stout, built like tanks. So really the goal today is to check it out, see if I can get a look at the stringers below the floorboards here a little bit, make sure everything looks at least intact enough to where it makes sense to redo it. Looking at the bulkhead appears to be in pretty good shape, at least only some minor rotting over at the corner. The keel and the hull appear to be in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of wet spots I'm going to have to grind out, actually more delamination than anything else. The rudder's going to have to be rebuilt. The interior is going to have to be completely stripped, gutted, cleaned, just to see what I can salvage and what I cannot. The engine is the bright spot. So this thing was repowered maybe 8 to 10 years ago, and it's solid. So I'm going to do a compression test. I'm going to turn it over to make sure it turns. But this is an auction boat, so it's sitting at a boatyard, and I am going to put an offer in on it and see how it goes. So what I'm looking for down here is just any warning signs that's like, no, don't touch it. So far I haven't seen any, but that doesn't mean anything. So let's look around and see what I can find. So here's what I'm thinking. I've always wanted to have one of these old boats. I just love the nostalgia of the old tiller boats. This boat has a pedigree that's pretty hard to beat, being one of the early Pearsons, so probably within the first 2 or 3 years of build. Puts it around 1964, maybe 1965 at the latest. There were 404 of these things built. So, you know, going around this boat and checking it out and just looking for any warning signs, there's a few things that are going to take quite a bit of work, but I'm okay with that. And I'm going to do all the work myself. Paying a yard to do this, it would not make sense. But for a weekend warrior or someone who's got the time to commit to really do this, if you've got a place to keep it and you can keep those costs low, you know, it's just the materials that you're putting into it. Now, my best estimation is probably for me doing all the work somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 to really bring this thing back. You know, and that's with sails, rigging, everything, painting, everything. I got to rebuild the rudder. There's a lot to do, but I have a hard time letting an old boat like this go, especially one that I've fallen in love with for a long time. I've always liked these Vanguards. So my goal here is to do it. So it comes up for auction in a week. I'll be here and I'll be bidding on it. Pretty good chance that I'm going to get it for a very, very low price. The engine is well worth what I'm going to pay for the boat. It's about a 20-year-old Universal diesel 3-cylinder, and that is good. It doesn't have the original Atomic 4. This has been repowered, and you know, the boat was pretty well taken care of by the previous owner until he couldn't take care of it anymore. So it's been sitting in the yard. No one's been paying on it, and they just want to get it out of here. So the goal is to buy it, get it seaworthy enough to move it to another yard where I'm working on sponsorship. I've already got one sponsorship offer from a yard that's a little further away than I want to go, and I'm talking with another one to see if we can work something out. Yard storage is kind of a big deal. That is where one of the big costs comes in, especially if I'm going to have it for 2 years. You know, that can be anywhere between $4,000 and $8,000. So it'd be nice to get that covered. And also give a yard that I really like and trust some publicity and get their name out there too a little bit more. But that's the goal. I'm going to do a YouTube series. Going to post a video every 2 to 4 weeks, somewhere in that time frame. Really show you guys what does it take to take an old 60-year-old boat and bring it back to its former glory. If I do it, I'm going to do it the right way. No cutting corners. And I'll go through single system of the boat. So that's what I'm thinking. We're going to see what happens at the auction and find out where I'm at. Yeah, I'm crazy. My wife's thrilled. This will be number 3. But I think she'll be a good one. All right, see you at the auction. So if you're lucky, what ends up happening is what happens today. There's one other person here for the auction, and they're not looking at the boat that I'm looking at. So 20 boats almost, 2 bidders. That's how you get a good deal. So $400. I'm saving Mischief for $400 purchase price. It's gonna take a lot more, but I was the only one bidding. Took rock bottom bid price. All right, so now that I got the old girl, it's time to start getting to work. Lots of cleanup to do. First thing is going to be to get all of the junk out, clear everything out, figure out what I want to keep, what I don't, and then start cleaning. She's got a lot of mold everywhere, and then some peeling paint, so just start getting her cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is, at the end of every video, I'm going to put how much time and the amount of money I've spent on the boat up to the point that I have made that video. So you guys will get a kind of running total of what the effort is on doing this project. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope this is something that you benefit from. If you have any questions about the project, hit me up in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.